I was a young soldier in the German army in World War II. I was stationed in the city of Hudson in Denmark with the German occupation forces. Since I was a member of the church, I was opposed to the war. I knew that what my country was doing was wrong. I did not like the suffering and the death which this war had brought to millions of people, and therefore I was not an enthusiastic soldier. I did not like being in the army. My commanding officers knew that I had no enthusiasm being in the military. At one time, the company commander embarrassed me in front of all the other soldiers. He was always talking about the bright and gleaming eyes, but there is one among us who does not have bright and gleaming eyes, which the German soldiers should have. And he said in front of the company, "All of us here are young soldiers with bright and gleaming eyes, but he is an old man, and his name is Yiska." Because of their great dislike for me, my commanding officers tried to make life as hard and as miserable for me as possible. They accomplished this by giving me extra assignments and duties to perform on special holidays when my comrades were off duty. The constant pressure under which I was made me often feel unhappy. It was very cold during the winter of 1944. It was Christmas Eve, and I was scheduled to be on duty as a guard during the night. At a place outside where a number of our army vehicles were standing, these vehicles had to be watched constantly. As I was cold, lonesome, and all alone, my thoughts were at home with my loved ones. Christmas Eve was on a Sunday that year, and it was Sunday evening when I began my guard duty. I heard in the silence of the night how people sang Christmas songs in their homes. A sudden sadness came into my heart. I wished that I could have been home with my loved ones this wonderful Christmas Eve. And there's great joy, the celebration of the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ. On Christmas morning, when I stood again at my post, a young woman called to me from a window of the house in which she lived. I did not speak her language. She didn't speak German, but I walked over to the window. She offered me something to eat and also an alcoholic drink, which I refused. She then brought me milk to drink. This was indeed a great act of kindness, which brought me joy into my heart. Germany had invaded their country, and as German soldiers, we had no business there. We were actually their enemies, and many of the Danish people treated us as their enemies. Thinking of what happened that Christmas morning, I'm reminded of the words of Christ when he said that we should not only love those who love us, but that we should love all men, even our enemies, and that was exactly what this family did.